Hey guys, what is up? This is Wolf Turd, and today we're going to be talking about the Seleucid army and roster. Let's see how they are, how they fare in battle, and I'll see you guys in a short bit. Hey guys, what is up? Let's take a look at the Seleucid army. Let's go from artillery to infantry, and right off the bat, I want to say that this is a very powerful army because they have access to the elephants and the sighted chariots. So let's start with the artillery. Okay, let's start with the artillery. And artillery-wise, they're like C tier. They only have onagers. This means that they will have trouble defeating the higher level walls when you're further out in the campaign. So we need to take that into consideration. Okay. And onagers will usually not go into custom models, so let's not put a lot of weight into it, but we need to consider that. Anyway, then they have militia cav. Well, militia cav or Greek cav, that's the question. I prefer Greek cav. You might prefer militia cav just because they are good at chasing heavier cav units and throwing pointy things at them. That's what these guys do. I still prefer to use Greek cav. It's just a matter of preference. Even though you might argue that militia cav are better than Greek cav, despite having less defense, they have the missiles, and they can do damage without taking damage for longer. Anyway, but I don't use them, okay? Anyway, let's go on to the elephant line. The elephants are pretty good. But they are extremely expensive, so you need to be careful when you deploy elephants, because usually you will be deploying elephants. They're gonna be staying in the back while the enemy still has archers, because fire arrows will make these guys run amok, and when they run amok, they might actually take some of your men with them, so that's quite dangerous. Okay, so these are high risk, high reward units, and this is exactly the same thing for the chariots. Even though chariots are not that expensive, they only cost 980. It's 1,000 denarii, so it's not that much. I think it's reasonable that you take a scythed chariot unit, and then you have them stay in the back for half the battle. Not an armored elephant. I think like 3,000 denarii, you can be getting a whole lot other units that would be better than just having an armored elephant. And then of course the normal elephants here are a lot cheaper than the other ones, so these guys might be worth it, but I don't think the war elephants and the armored elephants will be worth their money. Maybe they are. I think that's also a matter of preference. If you guys might prefer to sink to 2,700 on a war elephant unit, I could get two units of these elephants. These guys have more people. They shoot arrows, but these guys, I could get two of them. I don't know. Maybe that would be best. I don't know. All right. But the thing is, high risk, high reward. They can be extremely strong. These guys are extremely strong hammers, and you do have good anvils with the pikemen. So for sure, I think a unit of elephants or a unit of silent chariots is always nice to see on a Seleucid army, or maybe even a couple. If you're in the campaign, you can actually get a couple of them. Anyway, let's go and move on to the cavalry. Cavalry-wise, the Seleucids are extremely good. They are very well off with the companion cav and the cataphracts. These guys combo really well. You can do hammer and anvil with cataphracts and companion cav. Cataphracts are the anvil, companion cav are the hammer, and they do a good job at hammering for sure. So it's a really good cav. You will beat 90% of the other factions in cavalry fights if you have a good mix of companions and cataphracts. Maybe except the Romans, because the Romans have better cav than the cataphracts. Okay, so they cannot be the S tier, but they will be an A plus for sure. And then we have the archer line, the archers and the peltasts. These guys are bad. You don't have long range missiles. It's bad, but it's kind of attenuated. It's not as bad as it could be, because if you win your cavalry engagements, you can take care of the enemy's skirmishing units, and by taking care of the enemy's skirmishing units, by taking care of the enemy cav, you have free reign with your archers, so you can go out in the back of your enemy and shoot them to bits and pieces. Now, so I think that the archer line would be a C tier, but because the cavalry is so good and can drive off the enemy cav, your archers and your peltas can actually do more than most of the other factions. Okay, so they're probably like a C plus to a B. Anyway, now we're getting to the infantry line, and this is where the this is not the best part of the Seleucids, but this is the second best part of the Seleucids for sure. We just have to take into account, like, if you're fighting Macedon, your pikes are not going to be as good as the Macedonians because the royal pikemen have more defense. They have 17 defense. The silver shield pikemen have only 14. Everything else is the same. Okay, 241 men. Attack and charge is equal to the royal pikemen, and that's it. However, they are the same as the Pontic's bronze shield pikemen, and they have access to the silver shield legionaries here, so this gives them quite a bit of tactical flexibility. You can protect your flanks with the silver shield legionaries, even though probably what you're going to be doing is using them to outflank, maybe to get some gaps on your main line, not be a gap, okay, pour them into the gaps of the enemy formation, something like that. They're a mobile infantry unit, okay. Do the Seleucids really need them? Probably not, because of the cav, but it's awesome to have these guys. It gives a lot of flexibility to the Seleucids, especially late game. If you want to have more mobile armies, yeah, go for the Silver Shield Legionaries. I like to have a mix of Silver Shield Legionaries and some pike units. And then the cav. The cav is doing the cav fight, he's doing the outflanking. The cav is protecting your flanks effectively, okay? So Silver Shield Legionaries, they can fill a little bit of that role. They can help the cav, and they can actually go outflank, or they can support the infantry wherever the support is needed. So that is really good, and I think that the Seleucids are a pretty solid faction. They have quite a lot of tactical opportunities, or they have a lot of tactics available for them. You can go with mobile infantry, and the Silver Shield Legionaries are good. They're not great, okay, so we cannot give them too much praise because they will be defeated by Praetorian cohorts, or by even the urban cohorts, okay. They cannot go against pikes head on. They probably cannot go against a unit, an armored hoplite head on, so we cannot give them too much praise, but they're really good to have. If you have a nice front line, they're really good to have to work on the flanks and stuff like that, okay. If you're fighting against barbarian units, again, I think that the Silver Shield Legionaries will do a good job, even though I think Silver Shield Pikemen will do an even better job. So there is that. Don't give too much praise to Silver Shield Legionaries, but it's good to have them. It gives you some tactical flexibility. The fact that they have great cav, it's also good. The fact that they have the Scythed Chariots elephants is also pretty good, and high risk, high reward. I would honestly always love to take one unit of Scythed Chariots or one unit of elephants. I tend to prefer the Scythed Chariots, to be fairly honest, because they're good against cav, so they make you an even better cav faction, okay. And then you can charge the enemy infantry on the back. So this is it. I think Seleucids are an A tier faction for sure. They are only not an S tier faction because the Romans are better in cav, the Romans are better in infantry, the Romans are better in missiles, the Romans are better in artillery. The Romans don't have chariots, they don't have elephants, but they're so good in everything else that they don't really need that, okay? So how would I build an army of the Seleucids? Let's just get back over here. Let me just go boom. Oops. Take out these guys and let's build an army just for the sake of it. Let's just have some fun with it. So I would take the Cataphract General. And why am I not taking the General's Armored Bodyguard? Simple. They are 48. They have 2 hit points. They are the exact same as Companion Cav. Alright, in terms of stats. Except the companions only have 1 hit point, but because of these 2 hit points, their health pool is 96, and the companion cav is 108. So I will prefer to take a unit of companion cav, and just the generals are more expensive, so no, I'm not going to take that. So let's take 1 unit of companions. Let's take 1 unit of scythed chariots over here. Alright, and now let me just see, what would I want to take? So should I take 1 unit of elephants? Probably not. I already have the scythed chariots here. It's my favorite, okay? I could take 1 unit of armored elephants, but they're just so expensive. I would not have a lot of money for anything else. So let's get maybe 4 units of these. Let's get maybe 2 units of those guys. I want 3 units of that. Well, let's take a look. Let's get 1 of these elephants over there. I can probably, 760. Wow. Wow. I cannot take these guys just for a little bit. Alright. What could I take? Yeah, I already have... Okay, let's take 1 unit of that. And let's take 1 unit... Whoops. Okay, I cannot take 2 units of these guys either. So I have a good infantry line. I have a good archer corps. Well, we could actually do this, right? And now we would have an even longer line. This means that I cannot do much else with my army. That is because of this elephant unit. Otherwise, I could probably just, get 2 more units of, of these guys. I could even get a whole lot of archers here. But no, let's just get the elephant unit and let's see how this one goes. Alright. And I will be fighting this. You guys will have been watching the fight over the course of this video. But I think this would be a decent roster. I bet that you guys can come up with better combinations than me, but considering the money I have, I think this is a very powerful army. Anyway, 8 here for the Seleucids. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.